Are you wasting your time and money on inefficiencies in the business? Are sales down and lead conversion rates are low? Are you having problems building or maintaining inventory levels? What does it really take to win in the automotive industry?
Get the cars that make sense for your store rather than just wishing at an auction, so it gives you that better control.
With over 25 years of experience, Darrell Steed isn't just another industry voice. He's the guy who's out there solving real problems for dealers just like you.
They'll even say in the Pacific Northwest where you're at that it's a tougher market. It's, it's tougher to find cars. The market's a little bit softer. And in the midst of all this, your turn doubled and your profit's up 75%.
Yes.
The truth hurts only when it should. Are you ready to hear the truths? Darrell is here to unpack the hard truths and the proven strategies that will take your dealership from struggling to soaring. And he is taking it all in the streets, with real talk, open dialogue, unfiltered conversations. This is the podcast series, Street Smarts, powered by Smartwolf Consulting.
Welcome back to yet another episode of Street Smarts, powered by Smartwolf Consulting. Today is a different type of episode, guys. We're going to answer some questions that have been asked. We're going to put some stuff out there, and we're really going to put some people to the mat. That's what we're going to do because, you know what? We've got to grow up. We've got to do better. So, you know what? A couple people asked me a question, and so it's time. Okay, we got to call the police in, man. We got to start holding people accountable. Okay, we got to make sure that we don't let people just be running roughshod. So, you guys may have seen a couple of posts, and I've been asked a lot about the posts that I had. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of that today. And then there were some other posts that some of my cohorts in the industry have posted, and we need to kind of break it down, right? So the simple fact is, guys, is we need to go back to something that's pretty simple, okay? The golden rule. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what the golden rule is, let's make sure we get it out there for you. That is to treat others as you want to be treated. Now, with that being said, my grandparents and parents and friends of my parents, and probably your guys' parents too, because it seems like this gets handed down tradition to tradition, but it's like we say it and we just don't practice this. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. Shut the hell up. We don't want to hear it. And the simple fact is the golden rule kind of loses some of its gusto there, because if you say treat others as you want to be treat others as you want to be treated, well, maybe you're okay being treated like shit. Well, don't treat me like you want to be treated then. Go ahead, and that's one of those things, like if sharing is caring, keep that stuff to yourself, be stingy. So the simple fact is, you guys, is that I got questioned on why I put something on social media, and I want to just air this out. And I wanted to let you guys know so that people could start asking me and you guys know exactly what I was doing. I really wanted to do that. I wanted to put it out there because I am a firm believer in, if you're going to rep yourself one way, then you better be that way in the light and in the dark. And if you can't do something on social media, then you shouldn't do it behind people's backs or vice versa. And the simple fact thing is, guys, is I'm the same guy, whether I'm in a room with one person and talking about people like myself or talking about what I'm doing. And I'm the same person when you see me in person. There's nothing different about what you get. I don't talk crap about people behind their back that I wouldn't say to them right in front of their face. And if people are going to be like that, I get it. It's on them. I'm just no longer going to tolerate it. So I decided to go ahead and say, you know what? I'm going to use social media for what it should be. It should be an open forum to discuss things, question things. And if people can't handle that, that's a them problem. And let's just keep that straight, guys. That is a them problem. It's not a me problem, because at the end of the day, the question that didn't get asked about my particular situation was when I put that out there for everybody who thought I was wrong or I shouldn't have done that. You're entitled to your opinion. And actually, I love the fact you have one. But everyone that responded, that was their choice. They didn't have to respond, which means, and this is what we're going to get into because it goes into all the other points. When you respond with anger, hate, attacking, or malice, any of these words, you guys can go ahead and pick one that works for you. I'm probably forgetting quite a few. That is a you problem. That's a reflection of you. So for all the people that wanted to question me, there you go, guys. I didn't think what I did was wrong. I didn't think I would do it exact same way. Again, that if I had questions, because I'm not going to do stuff in the background where people are asking me questions and then not getting answers and then have to go spend all this time to answer questions individually. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the light so everybody can see it. So you know what you're getting with me. And you know what? That's my best character. Like my best character trait is that you don't have to worry about it. I'm going to be a straight shooter with you in every situation. Now, let's talk about all the people that wanted to spew hate and anger and they wanted to attack me. And then we're going to talk about some other posts. That's a reflection of you. You know, we talk about there's these like things going out there about like, let's be positive. And then, you know, like a lot of the industry has the pandemic, positive a pandemic pucks or whatever they are, the little yellow things. You can't really have a puck around your name and then sit there and attack people. It is literally hypocritical. So for anybody that wants to throw hate or spew a negative opinion about someone, take your puck down. Okay. You're a walking controversy. Yep, I said it. If you don't like it, that's okay. The truth hurts only when it should. Smartwolf's throwing down tonight, guys. All right, we're all done with it. But the simple fact is, guys, is we should be building people up. Why is it we always look to tear people down rather than to question, to seek for understanding, or look at it from a positive light? Why do we always have to be tearing people down? So everybody that wanted to come at me and wanted to like throw some hate and some attacking stuff, and hey, guys, I'm okay with it. And I love everybody. You guys probably saw my responses, and I was very professional. I said, thank you for your opinion. I appreciate you coming into this. Thank you for the support of other people. Because at the end of the day, you know what? You can do whatever you need to do. I can only take care of me. And I'm going to take my stuff, and I'm going to do it in the light. I'm going to do it where everyone can see it so no one can sit there and say, like, you know what? I don't know, man. Maybe he acts a different way when he's not on stage or when he's not this. Guess I'm the same guy every single day. Now, that should answer it for me. And if you have any more questions, by all means, throw them in the clip and I'll answer them and everything else. But then we saw some other posts, right? People have been posting about, I saw one just questioning different strategies. Then I saw one just recently about, old school boards, right? And it brought up a real cool conversation on a Clubhouse call, right? You guys might know the gentleman, Peter Smith, that posted it. And I would think I was one of the first people to comment on it, saying those old school boards are like Foursquares. They're not only archaic, they're not as effective. And it's more for us people that have been in the industry for years and years and years, wanting to feel comfortable with something that we got trained on rather than embracing technology, understanding, and then how to communicate with the younger generation coming in. Because let's get real, when I got brought into the business and people a little bit older than me, when they got brought into the business, there was no real communication. It was kind of baptism by fire. But you know what I noticed in there is there was a couple of people that definitely had an open forum and dialogue, but there was also people attacking Peter's character and who he was. Now, I just thought that was interesting because I had just went through that same thing a couple of weeks before. And so because if I ask a question or if I put out a point of view that may be controversial or I'm seeking debate, right? Like you want to see both sides of this, right? To create a conversation, we go immediately to tearing down at someone, questioning character, questioning situations. Like, man, are any of you guys feeling a heartbeat right now? Is it getting faster? You're going like, oh man, yeah, I was one of those people. Shame on you, man. Why are you attacking people's character? Get in the debate, have an opinion. No one's saying that, right? Get in there and be like, you know what? I'll blow this whole thing up, and I got some stuff that I want to throw down. Cool, I'm all for it. I think it's great. But why would you go after someone? So the next time everybody sees something posted, if you don't have something nice to say, stay out of the conversation. If that doesn't work for you, let me say it a little bit different, right? Shut the hell up. Okay? If you can't sit there and have a debate and be an intellectual being, right? And just say, hey, I have a different view, and you want to tear someone down because you don't like the fact that they question something you do, or they question something you created, or they question your philosophies or whatever else. When you immediately want to respond with hate or anger, or you want to attack that person and their character, one, be an adult. Stop, count to 10, do whatever you need to do before you do it. Two, if you don't think that it warrants a response, don't respond. Guys, listen to my trademark phrase and really wrap it into your head. The truth hurts only when it should. So when you get mad about something, it's because someone struck truth in what they were asking or saying or doing. So when someone puts something out there that could be controversial or asks you a question or does one of those things, okay? When we talk about this board that got put out there on this discussion, I loved it. I think it really creates a debate of like how to do it and everything else. And then when we had the clubhouse call, there was even more debate, which I thought was fantastic. But don't attack people. Don't question people's characters. Okay. Don't sit there and come at them like that. Personal attacks, there's no need for it. Okay. You want to question someone? I'm all for it. You guys want to question me on social media? Throw the questions out there. I'll answer all of them without attacking you. Every single one of them, no problem. Why? Because if you have a question about me, I would love to answer it in the light so that everybody can see it and then I don't have to field the same exact question 24 times. That's me though. Some people, they get heavily offended when you ask them a question, especially if it's something that rings true to them and they like don't know how to do anything but eject, right? So, but I want you guys to really think about this. This is Smartwolf laying down street smarts, okay? Choose to listen to it, choose not to listen to it. It's okay. But stop attacking people. Stop coming at them hot and ask questions. Say like, hey, why don't you think this works? Or give your opinion. I think this works. This is how I use it. But you know what? Thank you so much for putting this out there so that we can create a dialect, so we can create a conversation. How do you go wrong there, right? So, like I told you guys, man, we had to call the police, man. We had to call the police. We had to like, yep, to regulate that, guys. Not for any other reason, okay? Is we've got a bunch of people out there that want to essentially attack and bring negativity in an already complicated and noisy world. So if you truly are that positive person that you're always looking at the good, you're always trying to figure out how to build people up, get the next people in, right? Do those type of things, then start doing it. The days of lip service have come to the end, okay, for Smartwolf Consulting. I'm bringing pure fire and I'm going to hold people accountable every single day moving forward. So if you're saying one thing, you're over here bumping your gums, okay, but you can't back it up, okay, the call out bus is on. We're doing it, okay? So if you're one of those pretenders, okay, it's not looking good for you. We're going to blow it up. Okay, but the difference is I'm not going to attack you. I'm just going to say something like, all right, so if you're saying this works, let's see the receipts. Or, hey, can you explain that to us in detail? Not like, well, hypothetically, maybe so. I'm like, guys, you got to be accountable. And here's what I think is interesting as we wrap this session up. You know, I've heard in the industry, in the car industry, is like you have the dealership you're running or the one you think you're running and the one you're actually running. I think people actually believe that shit. Like, I think they believe like, okay, no, listen, there's nothing you think you're running. There's the one you're running. You just don't choose to look at it. You can't live life like that either. You can't be like, well, I think I'm a good person or I think I'm this. You are or you're not how you conduct yourself in the hard moments. Anyone can look like a saint. Anyone can look like a good guy or a good gal when things are easy. But when someone challenges you, calls you out, backs you in a corner, when times are bad, when you're having a couple bad months, you've lost your job, you're having relationship problems, that's when we find out who you really are. And this is the interesting thing about social media, you guys, is that if someone were to call you out or put something out there about you, if it wasn't true, why would you give it any air? Why would you give it any energy at all if it's not true? I'll leave you with that for a minute. I want you to think about that. Why would you respond to anything if you had so much conviction that you knew it wasn't true? Or let's even go down this road. You were like, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I don't need to defend myself because that doesn't matter to me. Small potatoes, so to say. The moment you start attacking someone else, that's a you problem. And the reason you're attacking, whether you like to believe this or not, guys, is because someone hit you with some truth and you didn't like to hear it. That should be a wake-up call for you so that you can actually get better and become the person you say you want to be. So that's the 15-minute throwdown from Smartwolf Consulting for this week. You guys call it the Friday Night Fire. We're going to put this up right now. And I looked and saw that there's going to be a cool little episode about avoiding pretenders. Well, you know what? This will be a little precursor, because I basically said, for anybody out there that threw fire, threw hate, or attacked people's characters in the last 2 weeks, you're the pretender. Okay. And if you're not one of those persons, you're one of the real ones. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Can't wait till the next one. Hope you have a great weekend and a great week.